We've really been pleased with our fescue this year. Our variety is the old standby Kentucky 31, but it's non-invasive and it really does a nice job here among our orchard. The only thing that we've had problems with the fescue is really giving it the water that it needs during the summertime. It really takes a lot of water. But as you can see, here we are on a nice, bright, sunny, warm day in December, and a lot of times when we're in this time of year, we forget about plants needing water. And we just want to remind you, the fescue really does need to be watered. It's actively growing. This is actually part of the time of year that it will thicken up and really take off growing, especially on these warm days. So don't forget to give it about an inch of water during these dry spells that we're having, as well as the other crops that might be planted in your garden. It's real important to give them water and not overlook them. Even the deciduous ones, the roots are still active. Also, we want to remind you to continue with your mowing on fescue around 2 to 3 inches high. And if you've planted other things like ryegrass or bluegrass, those need to be mowed around 1.5 to 2.5 inches. And if you've just planted fescue or those same cool season grasses this fall for the first time, it's probably time for you to go ahead and start on that mowing schedule. And again, it may take every week, every 10 days to mow these grasses depending upon the growing season. But don't forget about the plants this time of year, especially during the dry period. And now let me show you some of the things that we've done this time of year as well. It wasn't too long ago we were telling you to be sure and collect your leaves and things that were falling from the trees, which we've done here, and we've got a mixture of some pine straw and leaves and a little bit of ball cypress foliage. And we've taken those and we finally got our shredder back, and we've shred those up, and you can see it really pulverizes them. There's a nice difference. And we've put those around most of our fruit crops, our small fruits such as our grapes, our blueberries, even our brambles, raspberries, those types of things as a mulch. And we pulverized them so that we'll get good air movement, but it will help keep the soils a little bit warmer during the winter and help control some of those winter weeds. Well, while we're here in the fruit orchard, let's go over and see what we need to be doing with some of our strawberries. On a normal winter, we would be mulching our strawberry plants. But you know, come to think of it, I'm not really sure what a normal winter is here in Oklahoma. But now that we've had 2 or 3, 4 really hard frosts, it's a good thing to put a mulch over your strawberries that are established. And a mulch could be anything like straw that we're using here, and you just want to loosen that up and get it on about 3 or 4 inches thick, or you can even use some of the leaves that we've composted and shred up that we harvested and raked up a little bit earlier in the fall. And again, about 3 to 4 inches, and that will help prevent any excessive drying out and those uneven temperatures that we get during the winter months. It will help protect those strawberries a little bit during the winter. Now, one thing that you need to keep in mind is the strawberries have already set their flower buds for next year, and those are down in the crown of the plants, and so the tops are going to continue to die out. And with the mulch on it, that will help protect those as well. Now next spring, as soon as you start seeing some of the green growth and the foliage starting to come on, be sure and pull your mulch back and just incorporate it into the center of your rows, till it under, or haul it off and put it back in your compost, and that will help get your strawberries through the winter and help get a good production for next spring.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.